Everybody listen up.
Everybody listen up. We're going to be getting ready to do the fire dish, so put your needles in, tie them off. Okay? We're getting ready to do the fire dish. We're going to invite our parents and our loved ones out. Remember what the fire dish is about? Boys, right here. Okay? So we want you to be respectful. Okay? Put our needles down, get them tied off. Okay? Okay. So just in a few minutes, and then we're going to invite all of our parents out and all of our loved ones out. And then we're going to serve our parents food, okay, after the fire dish. Okay? So tie off your tunics. You will have time, you can take your tunics home and you will be able to sew on them there.
Okay. Okay. Arms up.
Okay? Parents can go into the gym and have a seat. Yes, you can go into the gym and have a seat.
We're getting ready to get started on the closing ceremony and the celebration at the 2024 KIC Culture Camp. Right now we're preparing the dishes that will go into the fire dish prior to a luncheon being served to the families of our students. My plan is to follow the action so that you can as well. And apologize if we have some moments of just panning across the crowd as we're waiting for things to get started. But it's a fun day, exciting day here at Culture Camp. And the kids have been preparing really hard to be ready to share what they've learned about their culture this week.
Okay, can I get a volunteer on the team? I get a volunteer from the Ketchikan group.
Right out.
Can I get a student from the Ketchikan group? Okay. Okay, we're on the friends who have them to get, so. Okay, do you remember what we say after we say it? Okay, how do we say that again? Okay, go ahead. So that's when we're, after we say a relative's name, but you guys all say it out loud, and then you guys will repeat after me, okay? And then, but how do we say it in Ketchikan? Hi, God. And then if you want to say it like you're feeding the fire, so whoever's the one actively feeding the fire, hi, God. But for all of us here today, Ayat, eat, Maigar song. Today we will feed the fire. And then in Jamaican,
We got our simple word, open fire. Slack.
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 Slack. Okay. Are we at a place where everybody's now done? We take a long pause from sewing.
Oh.
Okay.
Can't think of another language.
I see. I see. Oh, I see. Oh. Oh. Make me regretful. Does anybody need another word for yes? We accept that one too. E. E. Uno. Okay, do I win?
You said one.
Everybody now hang on. Everybody to celebrate.
Okay.
Okay, we're good? Guess I don't win then.
Okay. Also, don't be afraid to invite relatives forward during this ceremony too. Even if it's a relative's name, you can say their names again and bring them forward. What we do is we're inviting them to sit down at the table with us. And then once the fire is out, that's the signal that we are now done eating. Okay? And that's how they'll return home or return to the rest of the ancestors. So, for this last week of working with you all, you've all been doing amazing. And we are so proud of all of you and all the hard work you folks put in these last few days. So, geez,
Can we invite, will you folks calmly walk into the gym and invite your family out to the fire with you, please? Calmly.
Oh, I don't think my family is here.
Okay.
I'm gonna move out to the fire.
Oh, how, I'm trying. I'm pooped. I'm pooped.
So everyone's gonna come out to the fire area. And they'll be bringing dishes for the ancestors of the 3 tribes.
Be careful, buddy. You don't want to fall in now.
Gathering around. All of the family members are gathering to prepare to
Harley. Chloe. Mike. Mike. Michael. Carnegie.
Deed Latsu. That means repeat after me. Aya. Aya. Eat. Eat. Ooh. Ooh. Hi Gagan. Today we are feeding the fire. Ang? Ang. A long time ago, our ancestors would talk about how when the fire pops, those are the ancestors speaking back to us. We'd feed the fire and we'd think about people. We'd prepare their favorite meals, their favorite dishes for them, and we'd lay it into the fire for them. That's a way of Haidas. We don't mourn too loudly. We don't mourn openly often. And so there's ways that we have to console ourselves. And so one of the ways to feel near, and Haidas have always done this, even in death, Haidas show their love through food. We love through we show our affection through how we feed each other. And so even in passing, when people pass away, we'll share a meal with them too. Especially when somebody just recently passes, we'll prepare their favorite dish for them and put it on usually like a wooden plate. That way it burns better, or on things like a skunk cabbage leaf. And so the term for feeding the fire, the verb for feeding the fire, didlatsu. Taiga. Taiga. That's it. So again, in a more fluent way, ayat, eat, taigagan. Ayat, eat, taigagan. Yankianus, Lamskatka, give yourselves a round of applause. That was beautiful.
I acknowledge what my Haida brother has said about the dish. All our cultures intermingle into the spiritual world, and our connection to the spiritual world is what keeps us so close with our ancestors. There are so many traditions and so many protocols, even to me, that are unknown. I, for the life of me, cannot remember, and I am a very new Samauga speaker. So our word was open fire. Simlak. 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 The importance of that open fire is open for interpretation. I take it it's open to discussion with that spirit realm. Keeps you connected. Go ahead.
How you katang kan kasik yutu wasa ya atkai ya kan kak. When we are mourning or we want to sit down with a loved one, we call it kan kasiki. The word meaning kan ka seki kan kasiki kan ka seki kan kasiki. And ya said food away ha kun kiyan has to kade ya out away ya up the time has to say kade. When we place the fire, or before we put the bowl or the plate of food onto the fire, we say their names, and we say kade. So kade, when we say kade, and that, what that literally means is to the mouth out. So that's what we're doing, is when we're placing the fire, all the food will go through the smoke and it'll join our ancestors, and that's how they sit down and join with us. The Shingi culture, Kasiki, is very important to us, so we try to take it as serious as possible. And when we're doing this here, we try not to visit with those who are standing next to us, or unless we're trying to figure out a name for our loved one. So what I was doing throughout the camp with the students is working with them to not be afraid to say relative names, because we all grieve in some form. And we want to sit down and have a meal with those loved ones. And I've always set the example for the students, and then I opened it up to everybody to participate as well. So today I'm going to invite a grandparent forward, one who I learned so much from. and his name was Shakani. So Shakani Ede. And then we opened it up to everybody else to say names. And what we'll do is I'll say the name out loud with Ede after you tell me their name, and then everybody else will repeat after me. Is there anybody else who'd like to invite relatives forward?
Norma Jean Dunn.
Norma Jean Dunn. Ede.
Norma Jean Dunn. Ede. Christ de la I.
Christ de la I. Ede. Wushkina. Ede.
Wushkina. Ede.
Watchile. 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 Ede. Deborah Rokaski. Ede. I know if I don't get the name correct. Let me read it correct.
Roy James Guthrie.
Roy James Guthrie. Ede.
Roy James Guthrie. Ede.
Clifford Bolton.
Clifford Bolton. Ede.
Clifford Bolton. Ede.
Ted Glasser.
Ken Glasser. Ede.
Ted Glasser. Ede.
Sarah Peel.
Sarah Peel. Ede.
Sarah Peel. Ede.
Ken Brashear. Ede.
Ken Brashear. Ede.
Shaka Cooney.
Shaka Cooney.
Shaka Cooney.
Shaka Cooney. Ede.
Agwetsi.
Akwatsi. Ede. Martha Fields. Ede.
Martha Shields. Ede.
Martha Shields. Sorry. Martha Shields. Ede.
Martha Shields. Ede. James Swing.
James Swing. Ede.
James Swing. Ede.
Jordan. George Brown. Ede.
George Brown. Ede.
Ellen Sanderson. Ellen Sanderson. Ede.
Ellen Sanderson. Ede.
Macario Rado. Ede.
Mario Rado. Ede.
Morris DeWitt Jr. Ede.
Forrest Witt Jr. Ede.
Patrick Sakana. Ede.
Patrick Sakana. Ede.
Austin Brown. Ede.
Austin Brown. Ede.
Rob Sanderson Sr. Ede.
Rob Sanderson Sr. Ede.
Roger Sakana. Ede.
Roger Sakana. Ede.
Barney Olson. Ede.
Barney Olson. Ede.
Ruth Sakana. Ede.
Ruth Sakana. Ede.
Nancy Jackson. Ede.
Nancy Jackson. Ede.
Freddie Saludo. Ede.
Freddie Saludo Jr. Ede.
Hardy too.
Cardi Do. Ede.
Hardy Do. Ede.
Hanabu. Ede.
Honorable. Ede.
Tom Hunt. Ede.
Tom Hunt. Ede.
Ashe, Ede. Esther Shea, Ede.
We del Dow.
We del Dal, Ede.
We del Dow.
Alright. To stick with our timeline of food, and time with the students and our time with you folks, we'll go ahead and wrap it up with this phrase. Ha hish kohas ete. Ha hish kohas ete. Ha hish kohas ete. Ha hish kohas ete. And then ha hun kayan ete. Ha hun kayan ete. Ha hun kayan ete. So those last two phrases were our grandparents and our relatives. We invite forward. So she, our students, family place it in.
For the sake of our ancestors.
We had our students, they were Tingit, Haida, and Tamaka students. So that took a step forward for us today. They're going to speak to the fire starters. And what we'd like to do is like to invite the parents to go ahead and head in, and your students will come in and bring you food. We will serve you today.
As everyone heads back in, I will keep the Facebook Live going throughout this event today. And so it's going to be a little long, but you're welcome to pop in and out. I'm going to try and take some time to talk with some of the leaders and volunteers of this year's culture camp during the lunch period. Maybe see if I can get a few kids to say hi and talk about what they've learned this week. And I hope that you'll stay with us or come back. Probably lunch will take about a half hour or so, and then the formal ceremony program will start with the dancing in of the robes and the new regalia that the students have made this week and the kids have made. So keep watching.
Doesn't even feel like it.
I don't blame you. That is a. Oh my gosh. No more puppies.
We've got a cute puppy that joined us today too.
If you're not a student, can we invite you to come in and take a seat?
Today?
Are you guys please have a seat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exciting. Wow.
See, man, I'm so glad you made it. When I heard about you guys coming down, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
yeah.
And I heard nothing but great stuff.
great.
So,
Really great.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And you're gonna go to co-op to food, huh? I'm gonna try and fly over Saturday morning.
Lots of people connecting out here.
Hey,
Hi, Norm.
how's it going?
Good.
Looks like a great time.
President Scan's here to join us.
Yeah.
So we're grateful that he came to join us for lunch and the celebration.
And there's just so many great things going on. I'm just like overjoyed already, and I just caught a part of it. So I'm really happy for all the kids and thankful for everybody that participated to make it a success. And I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, it's been
And
great.
if you can get out here, you better get out here. We've got 2 more hours, so
Yeah.
let's have a good time. See you later.
Thanks, Norm. But yours are so sensitive.
Mom and Dad?
So here's a couple of the fabulous people that have been here this week. Oh, yeah, helping the kids with multiple things. Dorian looks like she's working on a tunic.
Yeah.
It's a black on black or a
It's navy blue.
navy blue on black.
And it's raven.
It's a raven. Okay.
I think it's for my little cousin.
Oh, fun. So you also have been here, and I think you're going to give us a little bit of a taste of this later on, the Addle Addle.
Yeah, it's called the Shion and Click.
And it is a instrument and a tool, that beautiful tool, that was used for throwing.
Yeah, for hunting, fishing, board.
Yeah. And it basically launches spears much harder than a person can throw them because it gives it a little bit of extra oomph. So, but this is something that was discovered recently, and through Dorian's mom's work with the Smithsonian at Irene, she was able to secure 5 of these, 4 of them.
And we own that 3D pack.
Which, okay, so we own 2 of the authentic carved pieces of the Addle Addle, and then got 4 of them 3D printed, copied, so that we can actually use those to train and teach our young people how they work. And so it's a lot of fun, and Dorian's been working to learn it herself and teach it now to the kids. So that was a fun thing, and you'll be able to see her give a little demonstration of that later as well. So lots of fun. And then we've got Gloria here enjoying in the festivities. Gloria Burns. And the kids are all lined up. They're going to be serving their families and their parents some of the traditional foods for lunch before they then dance in with their new regalia. And it looks like a wonderful lunch today. All week long, the students have been able to eat various traditional foods. They've had seaweed, they've had fish eggs, we had salmon mac and cheese one day that was amazing. I know that there were multiple other things. The sea asparagus salad one day was fabulous. And so today is a little bit less of a traditional meal just because of the number of people we're serving. So we've got some elements here, and everybody's lined up and they're taking their food out to the families. So I'll go out there now and we can see where we're set up and prepared to So Keenan, have you been here all week?
Most of the week.
And tell me a little bit about what you were helping with this week.
I was basically just an extra set of hands, so I was kind of everywhere in the kitchen, on the fire, on the beach, just kind of helping nieces and nephews stay in line, kind of thing.
Yeah. And did you help a little bit with the Addle training?
A little bit, yeah. I was mainly Dorian and Arthur and took care of that, but I helped out a little bit.
Yeah, keeping everybody in line. Wonderful. All right. And what are your thoughts about how the kids have received everything this week?
Oh, it was great. They learned a lot. It's kind of like a fire hose week, but the first day was a little slow going, but once they got into a routine, you know, they started picking up things really quick, started behaving better, and things were going really good. And I think most of the kids took a lot out of it. So
Yeah.
and even with this closer cultural connection, I think it is really big for a lot of them. So
Yeah.
And later when they show you everybody what they've been preparing for all week, it's been pretty awesome.
Oh, good. Well, we're excited. Thanks for sharing your
Of
thoughts.
course.
And we've had elders stopping out throughout the week. There's Merle. I know you were here a couple times this week, Merle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Having
and
fun.
did you help with some training?
Yeah, I did the Devil's Club necklaces with the kids.
Oh, I've seen them wearing them.
That was a lot of fun. It was the biggest group I ever did, but we got it done.
Oh, good.
So I make a lot.
Oh,
I had
good.
to
Oh,
do
wow.
the necklaces with the Devil's Club wood. And
Oh,
the
those are
beads.
beautiful.
This one's the Northern Halibut hook.
Very, very nice.
It was productive, and we get it all done in an hour. 32 necklaces with the kids.
Wow.
And then
So now
they,
they'll.
list all the ways that the use of the Devil's Club.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun.
Yeah. Now they're ready to take it home and use
Yeah.
it in their life.
Yeah, it's like a talisman. It
Yeah.
brings good luck and protects you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And now they know how to use the Devil's Club
Right.
as a medicinal.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And they make
Yeah,
salves
it's
and
good
all
for
sorts of
tea and the ointment.
Yeah.
You're my
You
favorite.
make a cane, a
I'll give
drumstick.
you $20.
You got a salmonberry bush you can't reach. You get a long Devil's Club stick with a branch on it. And you pull the salmonberries
Down.
down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
A lot of fun.
Well, thanks for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge
All right. Thanks.
and passing it on. It's going to take everyone doing that for our young people to learn.
I was so
and
impressed
to-
that this
Oh,
camp was so good.
Yeah.
So well organized.
Yeah.
Very
Irene,
impressed.
Irene and her team did a
Right.
real swim job, and the people that came
Now
down.
serving lunch.
Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you.
You bet.
And thanks again for participating.
Yeah.
Okay, Harley, you're on the spot now, and you just took a bite of something, didn't you? That's awesome. It's reality, people. Yeah, no, you get to chew and finish. I'll do a little pan away so he can finish his mouthful before I ask him a little bit about what he was involved in this week with the kids.
Oh, I had my hand in a little bit of everything.
I saw that.
No joke. I was brought in to teach how to language, which we didn't get all the way through our lessons. It's fine. There was a lot on our plates,
Yeah.
the students' plates. It was all a lot of it seemed impromptu, but it was all well handled. The kids did really great things. We got a lot of big projects done, and it was only because of everybody who was willing to come in and help and do all the work that needed to be done, especially the kids. So that was really good.
Yeah. I saw that you taught some form line.
Oh yeah, I did
as
it one of the days of the sessions. There was I think 3 or 4 different form line artist teachers, which is a little bit much, but because everybody has their own style, so you can probably overload a kid by teaching too much at once. But they handled it really well, and yeah, so I taught them a little bit of what I know. I enjoy teaching form. Actually, that's funny. I'm a linguist, but actually I am an artist by trade. That's what I'm known for usually, or used to be known for. Now everybody says I'm a linguist. That's my newest thing. I'm a carver. So yeah, I can teach form and stuff.
Well, I thought it was really neat when you talked about each person has their own their own. It's like a thumbprint almost. Yeah,
the signature. So
yeah.
The signature is a concept I like to teach people because oh boy, it is going to look unique. Like when I go out and about, I don't have to guess at Robert Davidson or Reggie Davidson. The two brothers, they're both renowned artists and they're incredible, but Reggie's artwork doesn't look the same as Robert's.
Yeah.
And they are brothers. So I also like to equate them to TJ and Joe Young. are Joe and TJ, and so they're also renowned night artists whose art looks nothing really too much. It doesn't look too much alike. You can tell they have their own signature. You can tell it's Haida art, and then I like to instill that into kids right away because they'll say, as an artist, as an art teacher, I hear it a lot. Mine doesn't look like yours does. Well, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I like to let kids know individuality. There's rules to it, quite a bit of rules, stringent rules, but there's a lot of room for individuality once you've established the concept and the idea of it.
That's great.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Go in and show you the families enjoying their lunch. And this is where we'll be holding the celebration and dancing in just a little bit. So we have a few minutes until that happens. We're going to catch up with a few more people. Do you have just a second to share on Facebook? Or are you busy?
I can share. What would you like to know? I can try to share.
Okay, so first of all, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Hello, everybody in Facebook land. My Tlingit name is Dach Kif My English name is Colleen James, and I'm home here in Saxman and Ketchikan. We were invited by Irene to help with this camp, my husband, my daughter, and myself. And so we're happy to be in my home territory. We live in Occoquan, right next to the Taku people as well, so we're honored to be home in Cheese.
Thank you. And what kinds of things were you working on or teaching this week that you really want to share with the families and friends about?
You know what? So a lot of our families maybe remember going for an ocean dip, but that's something that our students write at the end of the day so that we could stay focused on all of our projects that we were learning throughout this camp. We would go, at the end of the day, we would go down in front of Saxman and do our ocean dips for healing.
Oh, that's great.
Cheese.
Well, thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's see if I can catch up with a few more of our instructors from this week and to share their thoughts. Kids are getting excited. They're getting there. Do you have a minute?
I think we're getting ready to go on, but
Are you? Okay. All right. So here's our very own Michael. Can you tell me? I can't pronounce.
Milgum something.
Milgum something. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about this week and tell me what you were able to share with our kids and.
Oh man, what didn't we get to share with our kids? That's the fun part. It was a smash gathering and a blending pot of all three cultures, and we came together, and anything that was in our pocket, anything that was, usable in our day-to-day traditional lives, we pulled it out, we showed it and held it up high, and the kids took to it like water and sponges, and
soaked it all
we're
up.
about to walk in there and see exactly how well they've been paying attention and show their families how much they've been paying attention.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited. And thank
you.
you for sharing
Thank you.
your knowledge, your wisdom,
Yeah.
your passion for the culture.
Thank you.
That's what's going to pass it on. So thank you. All right, we're going to go in then and we'll watch as they come in.
Alrighty. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm going to find a nice place so we don't miss any of the kids coming in. like we've got a few minutes before they come in. I'm going to ask a couple of our council members. Can I ask you a question? Okay. So we're doing a Facebook Live just to share with everyone what's going on here today, and it's so exciting. So Lori Burns, I know you are passionate about culture and sharing the culture with the young people. What do you want to talk about? Hold on one second.
They're apple apples. In Lincoln, they're called sheep
This is
Yeah,
these
there's
are
only 4 in the world that were found, and these are printed from the Smithsonian. And so the kids were using these, and we were lucky enough to get 3D copy. So these are probably, there's another one there's 4 of them. Right here. So if you want to look at them, pass them down. They are called sheet arms. So they're twinked spiritual.
very cool.
Several hundred years old. Well, these ones are several hundred years old because these are 3D copies. But they found only 4 of them in the whole entire world. And they just so happen to be Lincoln ones. So that's why there's a deer over in the corner. And you're more than welcome to pick them, pack them down the table.
Okay. So I was talking with Dorian about those earlier, so we're going to see her.
So I guess I would say that Culture Camp is just one way in which we can make sure that our Haida, Tlingit, Tsimshian, Aleut, Inupiaq, all of our relatives who are tribal members have access to their traditional languages, their traditional stories and arts. And you know, this is just one way we have going. It's okay, Janice. This is just one way in which we can do that. I'm appreciative. Every year, Culture Camp kind of takes on a slightly different flavor. I think we're all excited about the purchase of Naha, and when that gets rebuilt, and when we can start having food camps out on the land, when we can start having actual experiences out back on the land. I just think that the staff and the volunteers in particular did an amazing job. I've only heard really good things from the young people who've attended this. I think it's really awesome that at this particular one, everybody had the opportunity to create a piece of regalia with the Haida, Tlingit, or a Tsimshian design, a tunic, and then the headbands. And so I think that, you know, there are a lot of opportunities in our community to become culturally involved, and this is just one way. If you are interested in volunteering or becoming involved, you should contact the Cultural Resources Department or the Education Department. And if you have ideas of ways that we can expand, right? You know, it's integral. If you don't know who you are, how can you teach your children, and what will be left to our culture? Learn your language now.
Yes. Thank you.
And as I say, without a language, what else do you have? Without our fish and our food, what will we have? So learn your language now.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, well, we're going to get set up with the camera. I think the kids are going to be ready to come in wearing their new regalia. But it was just mentioned. You can see some of the people enjoying their lunch together. Excuse me as I wiggle the camera a lot to set up the tripod. That way you don't have to put up with my wiggly arms much longer. And we can watch the kids dancing. Glad to see that there are people that are enjoying this. We will post this on our Facebook page, and then we also have a YouTube page with a bunch of events that we've taken some footage of, so you can always go there and watch it and find it as well. some. Take one step up. Excuse me as I get repositioned. Have a good vantage point. Hard to set up a tripod while we're doing the Facebook Live. Thank you for your patience.
We are honored by your presence. So, that song you heard them dance into was simply known as Ia Ala. It's Heidelberg's entrance song. And we've had only a few days to learn it, and they sound beautiful. We're working on their confidence in leading in without our help someday soon, hopefully. But they have come such a far way in a short few days. We are super proud. That would be a song that we sung in entering longhouses back in the old days. That's a song you would be arriving onto a beach from a canoe on. That's the level of song that is. So that's the Heidelberg entrance. And they had such a short time to learn it, and they've learned so much in such a short time. So if we can hear another round of applause for them. I'm super proud of them, so that's my help.
The outside song that you heard them singing was to announce who they are, that they're coming in as friends. And that was to let you know that they are about to enter into this building, this place, where they're going to show you what they've learned. And that song is a song I composed back in 2018. The next one we're going to sing, we're going to have to turn it over to those mics. Woo!
People of rank, honor children. Next song we're going to do for you guys is going to be educational. Help you come out and dance with your children, your family members, help them bring you those. All right, where's my cover?
I'm going to try and find the best spot to share this with you from.
We are going to call out the four major friends of the Christian nation.
We have bring that forward, Frank. Really quick. So it's been 40 years since I took home. And you see my daughter and I are both wearing shoes on our face. Norma Jean Dunn is my mom. She recently passed. So it was an honor. My mom would have loved this. Irene called us. She called my husband, my daughter, and I, and invited us here. We have a dance group in Juneau called Wush'in. We're not from the Ak Kwan, so we're so honored that the Ak people allowed us to host a dance group in Juneau. Our dance group is made up of many nations, many tribes from all over Alaska and beyond. So, Tish for inviting us home, Irene. Irene called us and invited us to help her put on this camp. And of course we said yes. My mom would have been tickled. She would have been right here with us. In fact, she was with us. I'm going to teach all of you how honored so Newsom for joining us outside for the fire ceremony. Every day we were bringing our ancestors forward. Irene, would you come forward? My mom's favorite flower was the yellow rose. In memory of my mother, we're presenting you with some roses for taking care of us and for inviting us home. And for allowing us to work and teach all of you, for allowing us to work with your children. We've been working hard with them morning to evening. I'm sure they've got stories for you. Some of us have used our anti-voices, but we understood it was exciting for them to see their friends and their relatives here. So Gunu Chish for all of your patience, and Gunu Chish Irene for allowing us to help you with this. This is a really happy time, and these tears are really a joy. So we have our babies here, all of our young people, our nephews and nieces have roses that they're going to dance out to parent, grandparent, or teacher. Okay? These are roses to our beautiful audience. Okay. On that note, go ahead and walk out really quick.
Dominic, my language teacher, all week, and again,
Here, let's fix that.
So, throughout this camp, we've had these wonderful teachers here working with your kids on singing, kancham, magic. And I'd like them to talk about what they worked on with their kids.
Ketchikan. Our kids are so amazing. Thank you for sharing that with me so I can say our kids. The Samalgit language, there's no better way to say this, was endangered. For the past 30 years, we've had to sit and hear and witness our elders come to lessons, share with us, and then a slow but sure death. I was afraid once upon a time, and after this week that you shared your kids with us, I am not afraid. The Samalgit language might have been at a downhill plummet, but with these kids that stand in front of you today, there is a thing that we worked on through Tlingit and Samalgit language that they can soak up like substance. They require this substance. They need it as much as we needed it when we were younger. You know, but we had those awesome 80s and 90s that didn't give us. We need to do that for them. I realize that more than ever after this. I'm not a Samalgit teacher. I grew up listening and talking with elders. I never pictured myself to even compete with the level that I'm surrounded in. But when push comes to shove and we have to be that bridge that gaps between our ancestors and our beautiful children, we do what we must. It's yes, it's not. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Enjoy. The Samalgit language is thriving. My only ask of you is please keep them coming. Please keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I'm very proud of the students. They should be proud of themselves. You should all be proud of yourselves. Every day they came in was a new day. There was no real, there wasn't a lot of rivalries in the way we were doing things. We were doing things and simply getting them done. The students adapted well, their ancestors. Our ancestors are proud. And they've done so much in such a short few days. I think 3 times, back to back, almost every night just before work ended, I said, oh, well, that's impossible. Well, through the hard work, determination, and a few short things with uncles, they were able to get it all done in record time. They were really amazing. Again, the Lani ancestors are proud of us. So I wanted to see the faces of the uncles and the aunties. So there was another auntie that was here helping out. She could have here today from Natasha Clevenger. He was also teaching right alongside Ketchikan. Would like to invite Irene up. She wants to share anything.
Thank you. So I want to thank Lyle, Colleen, and Corinne, and your helper from the university, Cecilia. And Ketchikan Indian Community, the Cultural Resources Department, for making all this happen. There was a vision. I go into the schools partly with Ketchikan Indian Community and the Voices on the Land through Sea Alaska Heritage Institute. And one thing I noticed when I go into the classrooms is when I explain who who I am, and I tell them I am Plinkett. I tell them I'm Zokwe from the house that entered the village in Cape. I tell them my Plinkett name. I tell them my father is Bushkina. I tell them my mom is Ketchikan. I tell them that I come from the house that anchored the village. And then I tell them that my father's people is from Saxman. I tell them that my grandfather's people is the Tontaquan. I tell them that my other grandfather's people is Ganapani from Tontaquan. And I also tell them that my great-grandfather's people are Wasanadi. And all those little kids, I tell them that my children's people are Simshia. I tell them that my children's grandfather's people are Pagwatan from Sitka. I tell them that my children's grandfather's people are from Yakutat. And you know what? All those little kids, and I tell them that I have relatives that are Haida. And all those little kids, they raise their hand. They say, I'm Plinkett, or I'm Haida, I'm Simshian, I'm Athabaskan. And they say, do you know who my family is? And I ask them their last name. Some say Guthrie. Lots of them actually say Guthrie. A lot of them say Leesk. There's a lot of family that I know because I do family trees. That's my specialty. So I know their family lines. And they all want to be a part of something. They all want to relate. They all want to, how am I related to you? They ask. Or some of them are related to each other and they don't even know it. And that's what I've been seeing is that some kids don't know who they're related to. They don't know that they're cousins to each other. They don't know that they're cousins with even the kids in the other classroom. And that started breaking my heart because I grew up knowing everybody I was related to. I grew up in Saxman where my aunt was across the street, my uncles were down the street, my grandma was down the street. I didn't grow up with a culture camp. But I knew everybody. I knew my whole family in Cape, I knew my whole family in Saxman, I knew my whole clan family line behind me. And I wanted that same thing for all the kids. And so I know who I am was because I want the kids to know who they are. I want them to know their whole clan family line behind them. And so that was the vision for the culture camp. And I want it to stay vision. I don't want it to change. I don't want it to be another theme every year. I always want them to know who they are. And so that was the theme this year. I told them to go see it. And so we invited Colleen and Lyle because I knew that they had a dance group in Juneau, and they had a dance group that invited everybody. And they were a part. And it was just so open and invited everybody. And that was so precious to me. So precious. And so Lyle said, well, they 2 days. And I was like, oh my goodness sakes, make 2 minutes in 5 days? Are you kidding me? So we ordered fabric. Immediately, I called Winona. Winona couldn't help me do this. Janice, I called Janice. I called Dawn to help make food. So Winona, Janice, and Dawn Ariola sewed up the tunics and the bodies came around. So give us a big hand. Kayla and Eliza. Eliza's in the back. Eliza right back there. And Kayla Williams right here.
Everybody.
Everybody, yes, I can't even go home. Everybody can have all the patterns to have all their designs on the tunics. So, Stacy Williams and Shania, these gals wove to get their headbands. So, goodish cheese to these gals to get their headbands. There's your headbands. Goodish cheese to these gals back there. All of our cooks, Amy and A&S Camp 14, Goodish Cheese for providing the lunch today. Where are they at? They're back there. So Goodish Cheese to them back there. Thank you. Yes, all the guest artists, Lee Wallace, we have provided talks for you. Oh, Lee Wallace provided wonderful talks about carving. We have Richard Jackson who provided talks about Plinkett growing up in Saxman. Harvey Shields talked about Saxman and growing up dancing. And Nani Dolores Churchill, she had some talking about stories and China and about the elephant story. So, and Deborah's Club Beads by Merle Hawkins, and she provided necklaces. So thank you. Goodish Cheese for everybody who participated. We could have not done this without you. It was a lot going on and a lot to do in a couple of days. Yeah. And today is Kayla's birthday. So,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kayla. Happy birthday to you. Sigu Yagi, Sigu Yagi, Sigu Yagi, Sigu Yagi, Ya Injesha.
and real fast. President Stan, can you come up for one moment? We also have a couple gifts. Oh, yes. Colleen, Corinne, and
Sila.
Sheila. The only song I know is from my father's people, and I will sing it. Yeah, ane, 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 yeah.
When they started getting the regalia out, and the way I grew up understanding it, when they started getting it the first time, what they're doing is they're breathing life into it. In other words, they're bringing life. So what you're seeing is the students doing exactly that today, is they're bringing their regalia to life in front of all of you. And then by feeding you, and by giving you the gifts, they're thanking you. My wife and I were honored to come down here and work with all of you. My wife and I, I'm a teacher in the school district of Juneau. My wife and I, we helped with camps for the last 20 years up there. And we have worked with some of the kids from down here who are now the aunties and the uncles teaching in these camps. So I have a nephew and a niece here who are here as now the aunties and the uncles. For us, being invited to this territory, my wife and I, the songs that we brought forward, that we composed, we are gifting these songs to the kids. So there's the outside song that you heard us sing. There's the gift song that you see the kids dance out. There's the next song that we're going to be singing. And there's another song that we use as an entrance song that we're gifting them all kids to this community so that you folks can continue using your voices. We're going to have 2 song caretakers to take care of them, to continue teaching them. We have this auntie and uncle here who are going to continue teaching the kids these songs. We're going to place these songs in their hands and Ketchikan, Yaha Shi Yishi. Our songs are now going to be yours as well. You folks have permission to use these songs anywhere you go and you perform. And if you come to Juneau during celebration, don't be afraid to sing again with us. We look forward to that. You are our future. The kids, what we told them is what they're doing throughout this whole camp is they're healing generations who have gone through pain. And they're putting that salve on that generational pain. We see the pride in it when we change. This next song is a Nefedi song. My wife, Dr. Ketch, composed this song to remember one of her relatives. His name was Michael Francis Dunn. He was like Skeet Eagle from Ketchikan. He was a veteran, and he was an advocate for all the languages, and always encouraged the youth to go for higher education. He had bought a vessel in Juneau, and his wife already moved down here to Ketchikan. And he was on his journey to here, and his vessel went down on the backside of the Cape. And all of Southeast jumped in to help comfort the family. And my father, son of when James was Ketchikan, came from Juneau, from Huna to Cape Juneau, and picked me up. And we went to father's end of Admiralty. In Juneau, we had a Canadian province circle, and we learned the Cedar Bow entrance song. The way it was explained to me, that was to help guarantee a safe journey. So I sang that as loud as I could when we were at the south end of Admiralty, in hopes that if he heard me, he knows that we're still looking for him. But if he had started his journey to join our ancestors, and he had to see it, where he could do that. And when I was done singing that song, the tide was going out, and in front of the boat was a rock, and that rock looked as though it was carved like a frog. His wife was Ketchikan, K-E-N-A-D. She was a brave dog salmon from the Juneau territory. So I brought that rock back home and I gifted that to her. And after this, my wife composed this song, and she's gifted it to all those who are Ketchikan, no matter where we come from. We're just came from Ketchikan. So this is a Lainafendi song. Be quiet, thank you with them. There, and you dance in front of your relatives. Remember, dance down low. At the beginning of the song, you'll see us hold our hands up. It's to remember all our veterans who served our country, so it's to all you who are veterans. To all those who didn't make it back home, we say goodness cheese. And we say goodness cheese to all those who have went to boarding school and came back home and continued teaching our way of life. So here we go. Dr.
Oh,
Lyle, will you let the kids know that after they put the regalia away to make plates for themselves so they can eat? Good to teach everybody. We appreciate you. That ends our program. There's lots of food. Kids are going to eat really fast or at least mix a plate. Good to teach. Thanks in TV Land.
Okay, I wanted to say thank you to you guys for coming and for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. It was really amazing, and I hope that you'll come back.
Thank you.
Before 40 years, you're up.
Yeah, it won't be 40 years.
Yeah, good. Good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us, and let your friends and family know that this video will be available on Facebook or on YouTube. So if they want to watch for their nieces and nephews or grandkids, they can come back and watch later. Thank you.